What's going on, fam? This is Raul from QB Kennel. Today we're going to be talking about color, coat color. Now, I've always said don't breed exclusively for coat color or for any just one attribute. But I've had many of you write to me and ask me, hey, if I breed this to this, if I do this to that, will I get this? Well, we're going to try to break it down in just one big nutshell for you so you can have an idea how these genetics play. Here we go. So let me just give you a quick background on certain colors and certain color traits, okay, that were brought into the American Bully that originally were not meant to be part of the American Bully. One of the first ones that comes to my mind is the Tricolor, or the tan lines. I'm sure you've seen them. You know, where you have the tan lines or the tan dots above the eyebrows, down the cheeks, all the way down to the pasture and sometimes even the paws. I could tell you that this was major, this was brought back in the beginning, mostly because there were breeders out there that were breeding Rottweilers into the American Bully. Initially, they weren't breeding it for the color, they were breeding it for the mass. They wanted to bring in a dog that could make the dog bigger, make the American Bully breed bigger. And initially, the Tricolor within these dogs that were being mixed or being bred to was an unwanted trait. Now it has become commercialized and is something that is actually pretty attractive to the eye, and a lot of people are actually going after it. The other one I'm going to talk to you about is the merle. Okay, now here at QBN we don't breed merles, so I'm not going to get too far into it. All I'm going to say is that just a couple of years back, a lot of registries were not recognizing the merle. Now they are. I just wanted to make this point real clear. Merle isn't necessarily a color, it's more of a gene that whenever the dog has this dominant gene, it creates these patterns, spots, specks, marble looking specks on the dog, and therefore that's where the merle color comes in through that particular gene, and it is a dominant gene. All I'm going to say to that is that it is thought that the Shetland dog and also the Australian Shepherd is where this particular pattern gene came from. Like I was mentioning before, there's other breeds that initially breeders were crossing to in order to get a bigger American Bully. Okay, one of them being the Bordeaux, which it is thought that that's where that red bully or red pit originally, but red bully is being thought where the color is really coming from, because on the Bordeaux you got that tingy red, almost orangey color. And that was brought in and mixed with the breed as well to make the dogs bigger. Initially, that was not wanted to be part of the breed. However, it is part of the breed now. And if you have a red dog or like reds, you could pretty much thank the Bordeaux for that. Also, the American Bulldog was also brought in as well to give more of a larger body size into the American Bully. So whenever you're talking about dogs' coat colors, in the genetic world, they break it down into these elaborate words like a locus. What is a locus? Well, locus simply means location. So think of a locus meaning location A. That's all that means. It's just an identifier of where in the chromosome you're looking at the A and what that area actually entails. What does it do? In the A locus, you have what is AY, okay, which whenever that is activated, better yet, if that is dominant, it will definitely give you a dog that is sable, okay? If you don't know what a sable dog, here's a description. Then you're gonna have AT. Now, this is the one that a lot of people that like tries really pay close attention to, because having this AT means that you're actually gonna have the tan lines or the tan points. Okay, now there's more to it behind that, as you could have dogs that could be darker with tan points and lighter with tan points. This only signifies there's going to be tan points present. Lastly, you have the A recessive, which equals to an equivalent of a black recessive dog. If you don't have the AY, okay, you don't have the AW, you don't have the AT, then what you're going to get is a black recessive. Now, all of these will actually work and show themselves as long as you don't have a dominant recessive in the K allele. K allele is just another location. We'll be talking about talking about that next. The next location that we have is the B locus, okay? Now the B locus or B location, all it does is it turns the black genes into brown. Black genes into brown. I don't know if it's happened to any of you, but I actually have dogs here where it has happened, where both parents are black, yet my dog came out brown. It happened to my dog Azu. Her brother Xerox is black, diluted, but Azu is completely brown. You would never guess that both of her parents are black. Now this happens because you have two recessive black genes, okay? And they show as lowercase b twice. Whenever that happens in this B locus, you're gonna get brown or liver color. For those of you that are into eye colors and this type of thing, I'm gonna tell you right now, pay close attention. The D locus or the D location is been classified as D because it stands for dilution, okay? It doesn't only affect the dilute color of the dog's coat, but it will also affect the dilute color of the dog's eyes and nose. The way it works is you gotta have a homozygous, meaning you gotta have two recessive genes together, and it's gonna give you an effective dilution. Now, if you have two dominant genes in this particular locus, you're not gonna get anything. You're not gonna get any dilution. So it's really important whenever you're trying to match up. If you're trying to get something lighter in color, like champagne colored coats, blue eyes, that sort of thing, you want to make sure that you're not putting a dog that has a dominant color in this particular locus or dominant gene in this particular locus, because it's going to throw the whole thing off. The next location is the E location or E locus, okay? The E stands for extension. And all that is, fam, is so that, for example, EM means a mask. You ever seen a dog with a mask on their face? For example, a blue fawn. Okay, blue fawns in this particular locus, there's something signaling to apply that mask. This is why they come about. The next one you're going to see is E, G, and EH, which is grizzled domino. I could tell you in the American Bully, you barely see that. I see that more in other breeds, therefore I'm not going to elaborate too much in it. Just know that obviously if you have a dominant trait in this particular locus on this allele, that's what you're going to get. Now if you have a single dominant E, pretty much what that means is no extension. That means no mask, no domino effect, none of that stuff. It's just a solid face, solid color face. Okay, here's where it gets a little complicated. The last one is the recessive red, which is equivalent to the lowercase e, meaning recessive E, recessive extension. Basically what it does is it grabs any tri, sable, merle, I don't care what it is, and it turns it into red. Okay, so pretty much it's kind of like a trump card, like a joker card in poker. Once you throw that down, you pretty much wipe out everything else that's in front of it. For those of you that like black dogs and brindle, okay, the K locus is going to be for you. Okay, the dominant K or the capital K in the K locus means dominant black. This color pretty much trumps everything else. Like I told you before earlier when we started on the agouti or the A locus, if you have a capital K present, which is that dominant black, it trumps everything else. It's kind of like an ace of spades. On the K locus, the KBR is for brindle. That's going to be the second most dominant behind the capital K or black dominant. Okay, you get that, you're going to be able to get a brindle color. And the intensity of the brindle is going to be determined in the A locus. Hey fam, as a reminder, I just want to let you know QB&K has started consultative services. That's me. I pretty much lend you my objective eye so we could take a look at your dog, upcoming breeding or upcoming purchases, and tell you where your dog stands, in my view, genetically, and whether they have a recessive or dominant trait that you should be aware of for your upcoming breedings, upcoming purchases. If you want this service, all you need to do is go ahead and send a text to this phone number, or if not, download our QBN app. There'll be a button there, just go ahead and click it. I will tell you guys right now, space is very limited. I have limited time as to how many dogs I can see in a week, so don't waste any time and make sure you book. All right, fam, so this has been it as far as our color video, or coat color video, if you will. Like I said, I don't want to get too far into it because it can get very confusing and boring. You know, we could be talking on this particular subject for hours. For hours, that's the amount of combinations that could actually come into play. But I just wanted to give you guys a roundabout idea, because I've had quite a few of you writing to me and asking, you know, why don't you talk about color? I understand you don't want me to breed a color, but color is a component. And I agree, color should be one of many components that you should be looking at into breeding, but not the only component. If you make it your only component, it will lead you to disaster. This has been Raul from QB&K. Catch you on the next one.